Hey guys, and welcome back to Med About Skin. There has been a lot of change in the skincare world over the past 12 months and some significant shifts in the buying habits of consumers. From the slowdown in popularity and sales of retinol as people look for alternatives when it comes to their anti-aging, to the decrease in popularity of niacinamide as a skincare ingredient. I've covered both of these on the channel in the past, and I'll find those videos and link them up there if you do want to check them out after this one. However, there's a third topic I want to touch on, and that's the decrease in sales and popularity of traditional skincare toners. For decades, toners have been a core part of our skincare routine. From the 80s, where the advice was cleanse, tone and moisturize for the perfect skincare routine, to around 2 years ago, where I think toners were at peak popularity, and just about everyone had one in their skincare routine and led multiple ones, one on top of the other. Well, in the last 12 months, there's been a significant and notable slowdown in the sales of toners, something that a lot of blogs are talking about. There's a lot of reasons for this, so in today's video, I want to pick it all apart and ultimately work out, do we still need a toner in our skincare routine? And if we do, what are the best toners on the market? Sit back, relax, and let's talk all things toners. Now, before we get into this video, I would love to know your own hot take on this. What's the opinion of the Med About Skin community? Do you use a toner in your skincare routine or do you avoid them? If you're someone that loves that toner step and include them in your skincare routine, let me know by leaving the heart emoji in the comments section below. If you're someone that just doesn't see the need for toners, maybe you don't enjoy them and you skip them altogether, again, let me know by leaving the cross emoji in the comment section. This way we can do a little bit of a poll, because you know what? Trends are come and they go, and the real opinions that matter to me are you guys, the Mad About Skin viewership. So yeah, let me know by engaging in the comments. Whatever your thoughts on toners, if you enjoy this style of video where we really look beneath the trends, we look into what's happening in the skincare world in more detail, let me know by giving the video a big thumbs up and a like. This really supports me as a content creator, so from the bottom of my heart, love to each and every one of you. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So let's start with, what is a toner? Well, honestly, it's a very general term that people use interchangeably, and there is no fixed real definition. It changes all the time. Back in the 80s, a toner was used to indicate a product that was an astringent, often filled with alcohol, that was designed to kind of tighten everything down as part of your skincare routine. It would use those alcohols to minimize the appearance of pores. It was a bit of a temporary fix and often trashed our skin barrier. Those were the toners of the 80s. We then looked at other options, where people now have the experience of exfoliating toners, they might have hydrating toners, there's Korean skincare toners and essences which work in different ways, often containing fermented ingredients. There's a lot going on. So I would actually say toner to me represents the texture. It's the water-like consistency, and that's what sets toners apart, I think, from serums that tend to have a thicker viscosity and creams which obviously are a lot thicker in terms of how they apply. To me, toner is the consistency of the product rather than what's in it and what it's designed to do. You guys might disagree, so again, let me know in the comments. But whatever your thoughts, there isn't really a standard definition of toner. That term is used interchangeably. So what's going on with toners and their sales volume? Well, some brands have actually indicated the sales of their toners have slipped by upwards of 10%. This is fairly significant, though it does come off the back of a very much a high point for toner sales 2 years ago, where just about everyone was layering multiple toners on top of each other. It became a real trend, particularly over on TikTok. That's settled, so obviously it was natural that sales would fall a little bit. But a lot of brands are starting to say it's gone a bit further than just a correction, and they're actually seeing quite a few people move away from toners in their skincare routine. Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, it's a bit of a spoiler, there is nothing wrong with toners. I think they offer something, a different texture in your skincare routine. And if you choose a toner with a purpose and with a good formulation, they can absolutely add a lot of additional value. But let's first talk about why people might be moving away from toners and look at some of the reasons behind that. One of the biggest reasons often people give as to why they moved away from toners is that they're not recommended by dermatologists. This kind of got me scratching my head because I thought, I don't know where this came from. So I did a little bit of a digging. And often people say that if you watch any of the online dermatologist content creators, very rarely do they ever recommend a toner as part of a skincare routine. And I thought, you know what, actually, based on my own experience, that is pretty accurate. So I did a bit of research and digging, and this is a question that's been posed to a lot of board certified dermatologists, and I'll link some articles in the description box below with their responses if you wanted to check them out. But often the dermatologists will say it's not that they don't recommend toners, it's just that toners can overcomplicate things. They have multiple actives, multiple filler ingredients, and if you're using multiple toners one after the other, you can have some overlap with these ingredients. Often dermatologists are there to help support a client or a person in, treating a specific skin concern. And so they'll often go back to basics, good cleanser, sunscreen, and there may be a couple of actives and serums in the middle. If you start layering multiple toners into that, it can overcomplicate things and might actually have the opposite effect to what you want. So this kind of makes sense, but nowhere have I seen a dermatologist say avoid toners. You shouldn't have them in your skincare routine. It's more about thinking about what they actually are delivering, choosing a toner wisely, and making sure you know exactly what you're putting on your skin. So I think whilst I understand why people have taken that approach, I don't think it's necessarily accurate. Particularly, like I say, if you read some of those responses in those articles from dermatologists, they're actually quite supportive of toners if the right one's chosen. Another reason why people seem to be moving away from toners is say they're just not getting the results that they want. And I think often this is because we reach for a toner without knowing exactly what it does. Because the toner, like I said earlier, is a bit of a generic term, it doesn't really indicate what that product's going to deliver. If you buy a vitamin C serum, chances are the key ingredient in that is going to be vitamin C. If you buy a toner, you really don't know what the key ingredient is and what it's going to deliver. So a lot of people will just pick up a toner that they see at the drugstore, maybe one they've seen recommended online, slap it on the skin and say, oh, well, it's not fading my hyperpigmentation. Well, is it designed to? If it's just a hydrating toner, no, it probably won't. And so it can be quite difficult to find a toner that matches your individual skin's needs. And of course, when it doesn't deliver the outcomes, we automatically blame the toner, we toss it out and we say, toners, they just don't work for me. It's all about choosing the right toner for your individual skin concern and your individual skin's needs. And I'm going to come on to later in the video 3 of my favourite toners if you are intrigued by, maybe adding one to your skincare routine, and I'll outline exactly what each one will do. Finally, when it comes to toners, I think we just had a little bit too much. We went a bit crazy. I remember a couple of years ago where people were doing the 9-step Korean toner routine where you laid 9 different toners on top of each other. It was ridiculous, it was extreme, and it was completely unnecessary. It did work for some people, but for a lot of people, their skin just ended up sticky, heavy, overburdened with product, and actually it created a lot of irritation because you were layering the same ingredients on top of each other. Honestly, I think, like everything, in moderation is key when it comes to toners. 1, maybe 2 toners in your skincare routine can offer a different texture, different application to other serums, whilst also adding some additional benefit. Yes, you can totally get the benefits of a toner in a serum. It's all about the ingredients. But if you want to mix up the viscosities and the textures of your product, having a toner can be a nice comparison in terms of how it feels to traditional serums. That's how I personally choose to use them. But I would ask everyone to be mindful before you throw out your toner. Just be mindful, look at it and say, what is it delivering for me? Is it actually giving some additional benefit? And is it achieving what I hope it will in terms of my desired skin goals? So in this section of the video, I want to share with you 3 of my absolute favourite toners, what it can and can't do. So if you're looking for a toner with a purpose, hopefully this will be a great place to start. So first up, let's talk this. This is the Secret Key Starting Treatment Essence. Now, this is a toner that's great for fading hyperpigmentation and hydrating the skin. It contains galactomyces ferment, which is great for adding some additional hydration, but at the margins, also supporting with the eradication of excess pigment. If you're someone who is trying to fade their hyperpigmentation, this is a great toner to slot in alongside your other actives. And I showed how to do that in a full hyperpigmentation routine, which I filmed recently. I'll leave a link to that video up there. Check it out if you want to see this in action and how to best layer and pair it. Great option if you're looking to shop drugstore and affordable, but want a little extra boost to your hyperpigmentation fighting and some extra hydration. I absolutely adore this one. If you're looking for a little light exfoliation, honestly, toners can be a great way of getting it. A lot of us went mad with our exfoliation a few years ago and overdid it. I think gentle and regular is key with exfoliation, and there's some great exfoliating toners out there. My favourite is the one from The Ordinary. This is The Ordinary Saccharomyces Ferment 30% Milky Toner. I'm just going to call it The Ordinary Milky Toner from now on. This is beautiful. It gently exfoliates the skin. It's safe enough to use every single day, so it's not going to sensitize, strip and dry. It's going to add in hydration, and if used consistently, definitely help to increase cell turnover and just smooth everything out for a really great hyper gentle exfoliation. This is where I think, toning with a purpose comes in. If your purpose is smoother skin, but you want that exfoliation to be super gentle, this is the product that I would definitely recommend and a great option. Finally, third and finally, is just a great all-rounder. If you're someone that's tired of stressing about toners and you want one that hydrates, gives a little exfoliation and can definitely help with a bit of anti-aging too, this is one of my favorites. This is the Coat's Gentle Hydrating Toning Milk. So in here, you've got ceramides, which are going to help boost the barrier function of the skin. Vitamin C, which is going to fade hyperpigmentation. You've got 2 different exfoliating acids that are super gentle, that are just going to eat away excess pigment and smooth everything down. You've got a touch of niacinamide too, which can help regulate oil production in the skin, but also fade hyperpigmentation. This is like a one and done toner. In fact, I'd say this is so good if you were feeling super streamlined and wanted a real easy skincare routine. Cleanse the skin, use this, put your sunscreen on, and honestly, you'll have a pretty comprehensive skincare routine. This is what I say, see toners as more than just hydrating. See them as, a sum of their parts. Look at the ingredients and work out exactly what you're getting. With this, pretty much a full skincare routine in a bottle, in a toner. And this is where I think toning with a purpose comes in. This is like ding, 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 10 out of 10, holy grail. And I would say if you're someone that's turned your back on toners recently, look for something like this that I think could definitely elevate your skincare routine, particularly on those days where maybe you're feeling a little lazy, a little rushed, or you just want to streamline things down. This, full skincare routine in a bottle, and I absolutely love it. So yes, the market for toners might be slowing down, but I would say before you throw out your favorite toner or essence, think about what it's actually doing. Is it delivering what you want? Does it fit your budget? And are you enjoying using the product? If it's ticking all of those boxes, keep on using it. Instead of following trends, let's see how they can apply to our individual skin's needs. I've never been a huge advocate for toners. One in a routine is fine. I just don't enjoy them enough to want to use multiple. But I'm the first to say, before we abandon them, let's just check and make sure that we're using the right one. And hopefully these toners are giving you a little food for thought if you are stuck on what to use. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below and wherever you are in the world, guys. Stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care.